real quick, I wanted to make a video, and I'm sorry if my mic, like you can hear the wind, it kind of disrupted my voice. It's super hot right here in Canada. I believe it's around 30 degrees Celsius, so I have no AC in my room, so I'm just burning to all hell. But I wanted to give my review on this game so far. I believe I am intern out level 15, right? Yeah. So this may seem like a very low level to be rating the game already. However, getting here already took me a long time, and I simply am at a point where I can barely progress further in the story without getting a headache and wanting to log off. And I'm not saying this because like I hate Hoyo or I hate like this game. Like I have some bias. I love Honkai Star Rail, my favorite gacha. I love Wuthering Waves recently, and in both those games, I was able to get to like the equivalent world rank of like 20 to 25 within one day. Um, but this game is so tedious, and for some reason, it just feels like more of a chore compared to those other two that I simply can't progress any further because I can't enjoy the game anymore. And I wanted to give my thoughts on a lot of the stuff and the reasons why I feel this way, why I think I feel this way, right? First off, aesthetic, beautiful. Unlimited FPS, amazing. More of these gachas need to take notes, okay? Having more FPS makes the combat feel so much more fluid. It's so much nicer. What else? Combat, obviously. Combat, amazing. I think it's the greatest aspect of this game because I usually play on low audio to no audio at all sometimes because I like being able to watch something on the side at the same time while I play something. Yes, I guess I'm like one of those TikTokers that have Subway Surfers on the second half of their screen. It's hard for me to enjoy something because I don't like concentrating too much because sometimes it'll give me a headache. So I like having two things at once running. I've made it this far, and I think this game's greatest handicap to its success are the TVs. This game has beautiful combat, but the problem is you're not even in the combat most of the time, right? The storytelling I find pretty mid. I'd say it's worse than Wuthering Waves, which, I mean, you can do with that what you will, of course, but the TVs take 5 to 10 minutes each time. You get dialogue locked, even if you've done something similar before. And the only thing you have is a speed up button instead of a skip button for the dialogue on the TVs. And it's just so incredibly annoying. Like, why do I have to do this TV thing for like 10 minutes before I'm actually able to fight anything? And then, sure, there are some mob fights in the TVs itself, but these things are just HP sponges. I could sit there, not switch characters, and just hold left click and be able to clear every single one of them with ease. I know this is the beginning of the game, but why is it this easy? It makes me scared for what the end game is going to be like. Because even in Honkai Star Rail, at the beginning of the game, if you don't do shit and only hit left click, you're gonna end up dying soon in the story quest if you only hit left click with one character. In Genshin, it's the same. Because you're at such low damage rates when you first start the game, if you stand still and take 5 to 10 hits, you'll end up dying to a mob. In this game, I can take 50 to 60 hits from a mob and still live. And that's the problem. You never take hits in this game to begin with, right? The dodging system is so easy. It is so much easier than Wuwa's parry or dodge system that you almost never get hit. So when you do get hit, it doesn't even matter. And I'm sorry if I sound so like alive or active while I'm talking. I'm just so disappointed, and I don't know how this was overlooked because this game has crazy potential, right? I think this game, out of any of Hoyo's games, has the greatest potential. And in my personal opinion, They severely messed up by not giving this game an overworld. I think this game with an overworld and the ability to jump so you can do like aerial combos would be a game changer in the gacha space. I think it would have made this game top tier easily. Like the combat even more top tier to the point where it's like on that level with Wuthering Waves. But instead, I'm just disappointed, right? I've spent money on this game already. I bought the daily pass just in case. I do this every time a gacha game is in release because they give a ton of pulls at the beginning of the game. So I just do a quick daily pass. It's only 7 Canadian. So I'm able to get some stuff here and there. But I'm incredibly disappointed. I think they didn't play enough to their strengths, and they have weaknesses that they can't even fix because the TVs are like an integral part of the story. Like it's an integral part to most of the quests, and I don't think they can remove it, or that they will, which makes me a bit sad because it's like, oh, I don't know. Personally, this game isn't my cup of tea. If I wanted story, I'd go to Honkai Star Rail. And if I wanted combat, I'd go to Wuthering Waves, which is actually what I already do to begin with anyways. But I think they really missed the mark here. I think the idea of it, the best way I can put it, the idea of this game and the concept is fascinating. And I think the best that they come up with so far, but the actual execution was mid at best, right? The music is nice. I think Hoyoverse is really good at getting aesthetic down for a game's, or for the way they want to make their game, right? They're very good at getting the aesthetic down. The music, you know, the graphics, everything looks beautiful. But the combat is just, it's lacking, right? I saw Tectone covering this on his stream. I think it was a bit disingenuous that he was comparing a game that came out in 2024, 1.0 characters, to Genshin's 1.0 characters. Especially considering that was Hoyo's like YOLO game, right? They invested almost all the money they made into Genshin Impact. It was their first time doing that. Like if you compare to Chlorine, Arlecchino, like there's a lot of characters in Genshin that are way better comparisons, and even then I'd say Honkai Star Rail on top of that is an even better comparison. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys have any different thoughts to me? I also think the UI is very confusing. Sorry if you hear my dog. My mom just came home. But it's very confusing, and like, why is there this much? So you have the wishes here, right? Then you have the battle pass. Then you have this 24-hour store, which is for buying paid things. Then you have your agents here. And I hate this. Why is there base stats and then skills and then equipment separated? I really don't know. Then you have storage. So I guess this is just your inventory, right? Then you have your internet level, notification schedule, achievements, compendium, I believe is for your dailies and all that other stuff, messages, settings, and then there's even more here. There's still more. Like, I think this screen right here, I think it's beautiful if it were just this. But why do I have to log out by pressing this too? Like, there's so much. There has to be at least like 20 to 30 icons. It's just a bit confusing to me, right? Compared to like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact, like everything is on one thing, and there's multiple categories in those certain, you know, thingies. But in this game, it's like all over the place, and sometimes I get confused going from one thing to another. But that's just my complaint, right? So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the game. Peace.